So today I will show one of the use cases, JMeter integration with Jenkins pipeline. So I have done all those setup in my local. So I have local setup for Jenkins integrated with JMeter. Now I have one application running, a Spring Boot application which accepting the traffic, which connecting to the Redis, and now the one Redis Docker container is also running. So there are four windows open in my machine. So top left window is Jenkins integrated with JMeter. Now second window is top right is that is my GitHub account. So my JMeter is repo. Okay. Now the third window is bottom left is my server is running locally. It's a Spring Boot application connecting with Redis. Now fourth window is the bottom right is this is the Docker containers running my locally. Okay, for Redis. So this is setup. So the use case is we want to schedule one job. We want to run the job manually. One Jenkins job internally, it will trigger JMeter's build. So how to do that? So we'll discuss, and first I will show how to do how these things are working together. Okay. Uh, so the setup is as I mentioned. So my Jenkins job is running 9090 in my local machine, and now the second window is my JMeter repo. So in my JMeter repo, I have pushed a demo.jmx file which is having two sampler. One is post post the data into Redis, that is a post Redis. One is the get data from the Redis, which is a get Redis. Okay. Now parallel of the JMX folder, we have one more thing is one zip file is JMeter in a zip form, right? Because ultimately when we trigger the build from Jenkins, we need a JMeter. So how do we get the JMeter, right? So so many ways now. As of now, for the demonstration, I have pushed JMeter zip file in my GitHub repos. Okay, as a my JMeter. My JMeter. Otherwise, you can put we can push this JMeter zip or whatever tar file, TCC file into the some repos like Nexus, artifacts, whatever we like. Okay. For the demonstration, I have posted everything as a part of one repo. So what it does, so when we trigger this build, first we clone the repo. So we clone this entire my JMeter, and along with the JMeter, I will get the JMX file as well, and will get the JMeter zip file as well. So once we clone the repo, it clone the repo in the path of the JMeter workspace. Once we have this clone, so we are unzipping the JMeters because this is zip file, because we need an actual JMeter to executing the JMX file, as like we are doing JMX file in my local by using command line. Okay, so same thing we are doing here in Jenkins. So once we unzip, now we are executing the JMeter files by using JMeter command. Okay. So now finally it is generate the reports. How would it generate the reports? So it while once the JMeter completed the execution of the JMX file, it will generate the output.jtl file. So this generate report section will analyze output.jtl file and to present to as a graphical form, right? The performance trends, right? So this is a plugins. Okay, we need it. I'll show how we can add these plugins. Now finally we publishing report. What it does, it is publishing report. It means a publishing an output.jtl file generated by JMeter as JMeter. We are pushing to this file to the again to my repo is my JMeter inside the JMeter. I have this repo report folder. The report folder is one of today's directory. So it is automatically created, right? Because this is the directory is also pushed by the JMeter itself. Okay, Jenkins itself. So I've already triggered so many output file today. So last file is triggered pushed by this Jenkins job is output _97. So 97 is the last job it triggered. Okay. So I'll go through the code how to do that. So once when we trigger this job, it will ask some input parameter. One is thread, how many thread we want to use, and what is the ramp up time we want to use, and what is the duration we want to keep. Now the important thing is the pipeline script. Okay, inside the section of the pipeline script, we are writing the pipeline and step by step what we are doing. Okay, now this is a window machine setup. So this pipeline script is designed and written in the batch file syntax. If you are using Linux machine, so that would be an the sh format. Okay, in the shell script format. So now, so very first stage is clone the repo. Now clone the repo. We are cloning the repo my JMeter it from the GitHub. Now unzipping. We are unzip the JMeter files. Okay, because we need actual JMeter to execute the JMX file. Now finally we are executing the JMeter JMX. So what JMeter we are executing? We are executing demo. As I mentioned, the demo is there in the inside the JMX folder. So this is the relative path we are putting, and the dynamically we are passing to the number of threads, ramp up time, and duration to the demo.jmx. So what we want to execute it, and finally this JMeter file will be generating one output file is output hyphen build number dynamically appending .jtl, right? Now the stage 4 is generating report. Once this retail file, once this output JTL is generated, so this this generating reports is performance report is a plugin that analyze this file to generate the graphical representation of the graphical representation stats of the performance. Okay, so like graph, we have the throughput and show the tree graph, whatever it is. Okay. Now finally we are publishing the same JTL file to the our Git repo, okay, inside the report folders. Okay, so it will also generate the date folder dynamically. So the today is 25 already generated. Okay, now in this report folder we are just pushing to the respective build output file. Okay. Now we can this is the integration. Now how to show the performance report. Okay, so let's say the last build already triggered. So 97, we can see the performance report of the 97 is this one. Okay, so this total sampler has been executed 4356. Okay, this Redis get is 2178 and the Redis post is the same. Okay, so the average millisecond is 9 and 11. So these are the setup. So how this performance how this performance is working, right? So we need one performance plugins which reads the JMeter generated file. So how to do that? So we have to go to manage Jenkins, inside the plugins, and go to the available plugins and search the plug performance. I don't see any performance here because we have already installed the performance plugin in my local Jenkins. Okay, so when I go to the install plugins, I'll see and search performance. I can see here is performance plugins are there, and this plugins we can see the Apache JMeter is supporting. It means whatever the files is generated by the Apache JMeter output.jtl, it will analyze and show as a graphical representation of the request trends. Okay. So now I will run the flash load here. Threads 1 by default has wrap up time 1 and 10 is 10-second duration. So I'll go with the default. I will see. First is cloning the repo. Now it is start cloning. Now it is unzipping the JMeter file. Now it start executing. You can see the server is start accepting a request from the Jenkins. Okay, just triggered by the JMeter inside the Jenkins by this job. Now it is done, completed. Now it will generate the reports, the section, the stage 4. Now finally it is publishing report, right? So here is 97. When I refresh this window, So 98. Okay, so it is 98 output hyphen the build number appending with this uh, output files 98.jta. So we'll go to the stats of this 98. Click on the 98 reports, 98 build. Okay, we'll see the performance report. Okay, performance report. We can see here is it's a total sampler has been executed 1838 because it is single thread it's running. Okay, so we can see average time is 3 is for the Redis get and Redis post is 5 with a single thread. I think it is very promising result. I think this is a setup we have it how we can integrate it the Jenkins with JMeter, right? So that we can utilize the one job we can schedule for the regression one a day, like in a day or twice in a day, or as and when required, we have some job in a performance. We can do the performance by using the JMeter JMX file. Thank you.